What up, you guys? Rasathi out here in Singapore. Thank you so much for joining me once again on the Night Out podcast. And you guys, you know what? I wanted to check in and let you know how Dear Rasathi, the group, is actually going. So for now, I'm actually super excited because I capped it off at about 5 people. I wanted to start really small to make sure that I got this process down pat, right? So I have 5 young ladies who've joined me and they're taking coaching directly from me, and we do classes twice a week. And it's a monthly subscription, and I want to give as much clarity as possible, as much feedback as possible, and then I want it to be as personalized as possible to help you guys so you don't feel like I'm just generically like spouting off nonsense, right? I want it to be applicable to you. So the very first module that I started off with, July, was all about the love languages. I think it's really important and super effective because once you understand that people speak different languages, it allows you this ability almost to kind of open your brain up to other perspectives, meaning to say that all of us in Singapore, yes, all of us speak English, yes, but some of us speak Tamilish, which is Tamil mixed with English. Some of us speak Singlish, which is kind of Malay, Chinese, Tamil, all of it mixed in to English. Some of us have a mix of Malay and English. Some of us have a mix of Chinese and English. So there's different variations, right? And then, of course, you have those inside jokes, those family culture things that come out, the way that you say things, whether you curse or you don't curse, like all that stuff also comes into play. So while we all speak English, there are various dialects within Singapore itself based on, the races, the languages, the mother tongues, all of that stuff here in Singapore itself. Obviously, it's very limited. I only included the main 3, but obviously there are Bengali people, there are Malayali people, there are Cantonese and Mandarin people. Like there's all kinds of stuff, right? So I'm just generally speaking that there are many languages in Singapore. The main one being English, and then there's like a mix of the local stuff that you actually throw in there as well to be able to communicate. Now, nothing is more apparent than the way we use emojis. Even then, all of the emojis are standard for everybody on our Samsung or our iPhones, right? But there is a different meaning depending on how you use it. There's a context that you have to take into account. Just like there is a connotation versus denotation in English vocabulary, there is like a, certain meaning behind certain emojis, especially if you put them together with another emoji or a color or whatever. So there's a lot to consider. And if that in and of itself can cause confusion, you don't think love languages can cause confusion? Especially if you maybe don't even know that there's such a thing as love languages. So this is why I started off with that. I wanted to make sure that people understand people show love and receive love in different ways. Just saying that, right? It should be an aha moment for you, because did you realize that there's a different way that you like to give love and there's a different way that you like to receive love? Because it took me a while to figure that out too. But once I did, I was like, yo, that makes so much damn sense. Now I know I'm missing, I put in effort and I think it's important, but they're not receiving it because it's not important to them. So it would really be helpful if I had like a roadmap to what makes you feel happy, safe, and comfortable and confident and loved and seen and understood and all that stuff, if you can teach me. But therein lies the problem. A lot of people think it's below them to have to teach the other person how to love you. Oh, you should know already. I mean, I've told you that I like this, this, and this, but you should know already. Yeah, but just liking certain foods or just liking certain movies or liking a favorite color or a time of day, like any of those things doesn't necessarily equate to or translate to how to love you using that information. What I want to get to the bottom of is how to love you specifically. So let's take, for example, right, that you love food. You're a foodie. And there are a couple of ways to show you love with food, right? We could do an act of service and help you with the cooking. Maybe you're a cook as well as a foodie, so we help you with the cooking, we help out in the kitchen a little bit, or at least we make your life a little bit easier by allowing you the space in the kitchen and the freedom in the kitchen, and we take care of other things around the house. That would be an act of service. Maybe you need that feedback when you cook something or you try something or we go out to dinner, we talk about stuff. Maybe you want feedback on the fact that, you did something great by taking me to this new restaurant, or you cooked something great, or you tried something different and it worked. And I appreciate that. I appreciate the effort you took to do this, the initiative you took to think about this. This is a words of affirmation type of love language. So I really love that as well. That's really, really helpful, right? What if you're like someone who loves gifts, right? So maybe you want someone to gift you with food, or you want them to take you out to dinner as like a paid prize reward kind of thing, you like that kind, that kind of a love language. Maybe it would mean something to you for someone to spend quality time with you, as in take you out to sit down and spend time in a place where you can actually experience many courses of food, and you have great discussion with a group of friends maybe, and you've arranged that kind of quality time, and that makes me feel important and special because you consider that, right? I can't really do physical touch with food unless you, of course, incorporate food with sex. I don't know. But the point being that there are so many ways that you could take that one idea of food and show love. But it would really, really help if the person you're trying to show love to could tell you which of those things they prefer. Because otherwise, aren't you spinning your wheels in 5 different directions at the same time? Or in the one that's easy for you and doesn't feel like an effort for you, but it doesn't connect with them because they don't prefer that anyway. So this is why I teach the 5 love languages. I really need for people to look at it as if everyone speaks different languages. I mean, let's look at it this way. You come from your house and I come from my house. Things are done in a specific way in my house. They're probably not, highly unlikely that it's done the same way in your house. Except for, maybe going to the bathroom and washing your butt afterwards. The point is, the way you do things in your house is probably going to be different. There's probably going to be a different rationale for why you do things in a specific order in your house versus in my house. But if I don't talk about those things and we're dating, when we go to live in our own house, it's going to be a mad mess. Unless we're used to speaking about those things. Most people are not used to having difficult conversations in the first place. So how do you even broach that topic? How do you even ask the question that, hey, are you okay with me doing it this way? We don't. Why? Because we don't know is the answer. So we're not going to venture any of that. We don't want to be vulnerable in that way. But those are the questions and conversations that we have to have in order to be able to get over any misunderstandings. So let's say we have a fight. Do we talk about what went wrong, or do we sling mud at each other and hope that we convince the other person that I was right in the first place? Excuse me, I'm always right. But is that productive? Is that effective? Does that stop you from having the same bloody conversation 10,000 times? No. We never get to the heart of the matter, and that's why I teach the 5 love languages first. It's an easy concept to grasp. There are very different ways to show each of those love languages. And chances are you'll find something that really resonates with you, and you'll be able to figure yourself out. Because guess what? That's half the battle. If you can figure yourself out, teaching other people how to love you, piece of cake after that, right? But you got to know yourself first. So once again, self-awareness is key. And then if you're in the Dear Rasathi group, you have the 5 love languages to deal with. All right, you guys, if you have any other questions, please let me know in the comments below. I want to hear from you. But in the meantime, consider this. If you and I speak 2 different languages, how would you bridge the gap to avoid misunderstandings? How? Grunts and sign language? Maybe. But you'd ask a couple questions to clarify, right? All right, you guys, I love you. I'll catch you later. Bye.